Alright, this is our section 10.1. We're now on page 79 of your workbook. We're going to look at angles in this section. So first of all, we need to get some vocabulary. This corner of the angle is called the vertex. The lines, or the sides, of the angle are called sides. And the angle is actually the space that's in between those two sides in here. We can name angles in several different ways. We can use the vertex letter, so we could call this angle B. We could use three letters that are on the sides as well as the vertex. And if we do that, we just need to make sure that the vertex letter is in the middle. So this could be angle ABC or angle CBA. And we can also use, if there's a letter or a number inside of the angle, we can also use that to label it. So we could call this angle E. So the same idea is over here. We could call this angle M, angle Y, angle X, Y, Z, or angle Z, Y, X. We use this symbol in front to show that we're talking about angles as opposed to lines or something different. A right angle is an angle that measures 90 degrees. We show it sometimes like that, or in a drawing sometimes like that. Acute angles are angles that are less than 90 degrees. Obtuse angles are more than 90 degrees. And a straight angle is an angle that's 180 degrees, and it might look something like this, where it goes straight across. That's why it's called a straight angle. Angles that are across from each other are called vertical. And the angles that are across from each other, these vertical angles, are always the same measurement. We call that congruent. So in this example, we'll write two pairs of vertical angles. So again, remember, vertical angles mean angles that are across from each other. So here, for example, angle V and angle T. Or angle W and angle U. And like I said a minute ago, these angles are congruent. So it could say angle V is congruent to angle T, and angle W is congruent to angle U. And this symbol means congruent. It's our way of saying two shapes are the same size, the same measure. Angles that make a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So here we'll look at these questions. This is angle P and angle Q. So here's angle P and here's angle Q. And you'll notice that if we add them together, we get this line right here that goes from C to D. That's a straight line, so that would add up to 180 degrees. Let's look at S and R. So here we have angle S, and here we have angle R. And again, it makes this straight line right here for 180 degrees. Angle Q and angle R make this straight line right here, again 180 degrees. And one more, angle P and angle S make this straight line right here 180 degrees. So let's look at this problem right here. It tells us that angle Q is 153 degrees. So let's talk about angle R. If this is angle Q and this is angle R, we know that makes a straight line, so Q and R have to add up to 180 degrees. So we knew 153 degrees plus R equals 180. So we need to subtract 153 from both sides. And we find that R is 27 degrees. So now we can use vertical angles to find the others very quickly. Q is across from S, so we know they have to have the same measure. And R and P are across from each other, so we know those have to have the same measure. The angles inside a triangle also add up to 180 degrees. So if we look at example 5 here, we have two angles inside our triangle and we need to find angle R. But we know that those angles have to add up to 180. So 50 plus 110 is 160. We subtract 160 from both sides. We get R is 20 degrees. We can do the same thing on part B. We know 34 plus 85 plus Z has to be 180. 34 plus 85 is 119, plus Z is 180. We'll subtract 119 from both sides. Z is 61 degrees.